time, because we are preempted next Sunday, in 2 weeks' time, we will run the bulk of the interviews that we have so we can get a clearer picture. But in the meantime, here's some comments from Andrew and Kirk and Michael himself and Bruce Fairbairn on Much West. Tell me what he brings in terms of the writing. Does he add the melancholy?
I'd say lyrically, Michael tends to wander into that area lyrically. He gets very dark at times. I tend to, when I do lyrics, tend to get quite the other way. Cool. I look for the future, the hope, the bright, the spark, or whatever. And that balance isn't a normal thing in life. That's balance. I think in the music, same sort of thing.
Did Michael get working on a solo album?
He's been working on it in the time off that I mentioned before. He's about halfway through, I think.
He was copying a lot of tabloid flack in London. And it was serious.
Yeah.
And you know, I was reading the papers at that stage because I was living in England. And I'm reading all this stuff, and you know, and it got to the point where my friends every day would say, "Hey, did you see this thing about Michael? Did you see this thing about Paul?" You know, just
like
people.
It's the truth.
You know, wait a minute. And I got angry one day. And I slammed the paper down. I said, "I don't care about this guy's my friend. I don't care what the hell these people say. He's my friend. Where is he, and what's he doing?" And at this point, most of what we'd been doing was, "Oh, INXS, you're gonna make a record? You're gonna do a tour?" You know, so I don't care.
Have you split up?
I want to talk to my friend. So I called him up to find out where he was, and he was working with Talking Heads in upstate New York. And Tina Weymouth came on the phone, said, "Hello?" I said, "Hi, it's Andrew Farriss from INXS. I was just looking for Michael. Do you know where he is?" Oh, Andrew, look, I didn't make him come up here. He came all by himself." It's like, no, I don't mind that. I just want to talk to him. That's what I meant about the music business side of it. So in the end, Michael comes on and says, "Are you okay?" He says, "I'm kind of okay." I said, "You want to talk?" He said, "Absolutely." And that's how this record sort of started. We just started talking a lot to each other on the phone. That sounds like a funny thing to say for guys who've been in a band for 20 years. But with what he'd been through recently, and then I'd experienced death in my family, I'd experienced another birth in my life, and I'm just starting to realize now that, you know, some things mean more than you think they do sometimes.
Demystification is the word.
There's a lot of bands hide behind that mystification.
Oh yeah, but it's very difficult to. It doesn't matter what you do, you know, because there's a whole industry based on sort of finding out stuff, you know, and it's like, you know, Beck's shoelace color, and you know.
But he's funny. He's good.
Yeah, he's funny. He's great. He's got a sense of humor.
Two things happened in your move to London. You were hounded by that press. Probably the same press that's we're reading about in terms of
same
Diana. And what a loss.
Yeah.
And conversely, you rediscovered your friendship with your real friends, these guys.
Yeah, that's an interesting point. Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, especially with Andrew, because we've been sort of at it. Andrew was over there as well, and we sort of been, it's a weird thing about, you know, people say, how could you be in a band for 20 years, you know, and wouldn't you drive each other crazy? I mean, there's a certain element of that, you know, 6 Australian blokes in one room together.
Oh, no.
Yeah. But you actually, you know, it's dangerous. But,
yeah.
But at the same time,
it's also friends and family. You
That's
know?
right,
It's like,
friends and family.
You get a little older, too. You think so much of this show business stuff is important, where in actual fact, you know, the reality is, I think most people think on the other side of cameras or on the other side of radio stations, they think that you're somehow larger than life. In actual fact, you're just as mortal and as crazy and messed up as everybody else. And I think the reality is that for most folks who do this, that's the big secret, is getting a handle on that and then realizing what those essentials are. And I know my life and my family and friends become more and more important now. That's one of those crazy old statements, but it's true.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you're focusing on those things, and we've been together 20 years as a group.
We've been together 30 years as friends.
Yeah, and then, but you come in and out of things, and then Michael's got his own life, I got my own life outside of the group, and that's incredibly healthy, quite frankly.
They had so much going for them. I saw Michael in New York a couple months ago when they finished their North American leg of the tour. He was real positive, you know, great show, you know, and very up about the future. Now, but you see with Michael, anything could have happened. Maybe he had a fight with Paula. You know, that whole Geldof thing was still dogging him, and that was a real problem when we were in Spain doing the vocals for the record. You know, that's where it came down. You know, he was getting death threats and all kinds of stuff. And he walked out of that with a smile on his face and some great vocals in the bag. And so that I thought, well, that's as bad as it's going to get for Michael. You know, he really held it together through that period. That's why I was surprised, too, that this happened. But who knows, something may have gone sour there, you know, when they were in Australia. That might have sent him, you know, off the edge.
But he never seemed that close to the edge. He seemed like he was a centered guy.
Yes, I see, that's what I can't understand. And maybe, you see, I would tend to think it would be, if I was speculating, I'd say it was an accident. Something happened. I don't know how. The whole hanging thing, I mean, we don't have the evidence here. We can't tell. But I would have said it would have been possible for Michael to have a tragic accident, just the way he was.